about you and I can't get you out of my.
And I'm Brandon, and today we're going to talk to you about seasons.
Well, Brandon, aren't seasons caused by the distance away from the sun?
Well, actually, that's a common misconception people have. Taking a look at this graph, you can clearly see that the Earth is in fact closest to the sun in December, and in June it is actually the farthest away from the sun, therefore making it impossible for that to cause seasons.
Oh, okay. Well, isn't it then caused by how close locations are to bodies of water?
Well, Matthew, if you look at this graph, you can see that Chicago, Rockford, and Des Moines are pretty far from Lake Michigan. Chicago being the closest, Des Moines being farthest. But if you look at the average monthly temperature, you can see that they're the same across the board, therefore proving that theory to be false as well.
If both of those aren't the reason why we have seasons, then what are the reasons why we have seasons?
Well, the first reason is the tilt of the Earth. See, the Earth isn't straight up and down like most people think. It's actually tilted at 23.9 degrees. Therefore, if this is the sun and this is the Earth, keep in mind that we're not actually doing this to scale. The Earth is actually tilted away from the sun in winter, therefore all the sunlight is being more direct here than it is here, so this becomes hotter, and then in summer the northern hemisphere tilts towards the sun, making it warmer up here than it is down here because the northern hemisphere catches more sunlight.
And then the Earth revolves around the sun, causing that the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere are pointed closer at the different parts of the year. It also rotates, which affects the length of day.
Yes, Matthew, that is correct. But also, and now you told the sun. Yes, Matthew, that is also correct. But not only is tilt important, but length of day is also important. So, in around June 21st, the northern hemisphere is as tilted towards the sun as possible, making it so that the northern hemisphere gets the longest amount of daylight. Now, what's that called, you ask? That's called the summer solstice, meaning the northern hemisphere gets the most sunlight in that day than any other day. But in December 21st, you reach the winter solstice, meaning the northern hemisphere has the shortest day of the year, causing the temperatures to become very cold because there's not a lot of sunlight, therefore not a lot of heat. Now what about in spring, you ask? Because in spring, there is no winter, summer. The Earth is tilted in such a way that, it does it.
Well, if those two happen in the winter and the summer, what happens in the spring and the fall?
Well, in spring and fall, as most people know or don't know, the Earth isn't tilted in such a way that the northern and southern hemisphere aren't tilted either towards or away. It's tilted in such a way that both hemispheres get a similar, not the exact same sunlight. So what happens in April 22nd and November 21st, you have what's called an equinox. An equinox is when there's both 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime exactly. Therefore, the day and night are equal.
Alright, well, I've learned a lot. Thank you.